Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today we're going to be talking about Camber Energy once more, going to ticker CEI. Now I haven't done an update on this in a while, and this video will kind of recap ever since the last update and forward, so it's been almost a month. So Camber Energy, who are they? Now if this is the first time ever you hear about Camber Energy, basically they are a company that works or has multiple different companies underneath, including Viking. And recently some of their press releases going on with an exclusive IP license for patented carbon capture systems, and also holding a majority investment in Simpson Maxwell. Now, the last kind of update or press release really came out of the short report response back on October 5th, 2021. So it's been almost more than a month, almost a month and a week or so, where we haven't heard anything new from them. But we did actually hear a bit of SEC filings. It was more of just routine updates, but again, there's nothing so far in November. They also announced a $15 million investment from institutional investors, and them trying to really go towards that net carbon zero capture systems. Now, one of the latest updates on the SEC filing goes back on the 19th of October, and it reads as follows. So they're basically talking about that they have 60.5% total Simpson Maxwell shares for the outstanding shares, and the information previously was reported in the initial report, and this is their update for some of their financial reports that were deemed inaccurate by them before. In terms of the short interest as a percent of float, they only have around 12.67% of the entire float. So short interest isn't as major as some people might perceive. And in terms of the price over sales, you're seeing 1,202 times more. So it's definitely way overvalued. The price over book here is 7.89. The SP 500 average is half of that. So it was definitely a momentum play rather than a fundamentals play. But when we're looking into institutional buyers, things starting to look interesting. On the 5th of November, Advisors Group Holding increased their shares by around 6 times more, to a total of around 2,531 shares. DL Carlson liquidated around 67% of their shares to around 15,000 shares. Victory Capital Management, around 15,000 shares, was acquired on the 2nd of November. Precision Wealth, 42,000, Cambridge Investments, 27,000, Commonwealth Equity Services, 110,000 on the 29th of October, and International Assets Investments Management, 30,000 on the 28th of October. So we definitely see a lot of institutional investors in October, including from Belverde, around 266,000 shares, and back in 30th of August, 1.1 million shares in Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. So there's definitely a lot of institutional interest still onto this one. Insiders, we don't see anything coming in from there, but in terms of the short shares availability, we're able to see there's around 1.4 million shares available for short selling at a very small short borrow fee rate of 6.53, and the current percentage of short volume out of the total volume is around 1/4, so less than 1/4 actually, going anywhere between 19 to around 27.45 or 29.61. So you really didn't even crack the 30% in the last couple of weeks. So this stock is definitely not suppressed by high short volumes. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave notifications on for this channel. It would definitely help my channel a lot. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video if you enjoyed this video so far, and you can join our Discord if you would like to chat with us, which is totally free, by the way. Let's move on now towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis, what we're seeing here is a few points. First off, 50 SMA is above 200 SMA, which is good, but it's canceled out by the 30 MA being higher than the 10 SMA. So moving averages, it's kind of a flop. There's nothing going on there much. ADX is showing 1775. It really doesn't show or highlight any trend. It's more of a flop again. William percent R is neutral but very close to the oversold section, suggesting there's a lot more supply than there is a demand. And on the MACD, we're seeing that it's trying to go for a positive reversal. Currently, the histogram is around 0.02 on the negative side. So it is still potentially going to try a positive reversal in the next few days or so, but really almost stable on a stable line. Now, momentum is around negative 0.37. Now, another thing we're also seeing here is the stochastic fast and stochastic slow. What we're seeing is that the stock itself suggests that this might be a good time to buy based on the previous price action. Now, on the moving average bands, we're able to see that this one is expected to trade between 152 and 124. Currently, it's around 125. So there is still some hope for it to bounce a little or propagate between these two. And in terms of the Fibonacci retracements, we're able to highlight some significant supports and resistances. The first critical resistance it needs to break to move forward is 140, then 206, 259, 312, 388, and 485, and the support is around 33 cents. Now, there is definitely a lot more supports and resistances to consider. So we're going to go all the way back here. So the first critical support that it needs to stay above would be around the 125 definitely, but there's one below 117 and then 109 and then going downwards to around 87 cents and then downwards to 79 cents, 67 cents, 56 cents, going downwards 51 cents and then 44 and then 33 cents. Resistances, there's a few, 38 cents, 152, going upwards higher to 171, 183, 195, going to 219, going to 233, then to 260, going up to 298, and you get the point. Comes to the question, Ed, what do you think is going to actually happen here? There's definitely a lot of different outcomes that can happen. Now, based on what I've seen with all the technical indicators, this does suggest that this is more of an accumulation period, and it has a good opportunity and a good chance for it to bounce closer towards the $2. Now, volumes have really dropped significantly, so there's no guarantee of that. There's a lot less interest, around 36 million shares daily being traded. But again, this does need news. The lack of news is the one or the thing that is actually keeping it down. So if we do get some news or more attention towards this one, perhaps into a bit further into the net carbon positions, this might push forward in momentum. But fundamentally, you got to be very careful, because the only thing is propagating right here is not even fundamentally undervalued. It's more of overvalued fundamentally. And so you got to be very careful here. It's mainly momentum play that is really cooling down with the short report that really put a dent on it, and it really does need news. If it does get that news relating towards net carbons and new investments into that, then you might actually see the momentum bounce back forward. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.